starting out was not easy. We're a brand new restaurant doing $250K a week. We're seeing a lot of people, and that's a lot of mistakes. And I got really good at getting yelled at. But one thing that I don't tolerate is people that don't work. We definitely call them out for that, because the most important thing is taking care of the guest. That is why we're all there. And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing your job. And it's not just working that length of time. It's you have to be on that entire time around.
You're in the public.
Yes. So my work ethic got developed. I don't think that you can be in their environment and succeed in our environment and not have a good work ethic, because that's just not something we tolerate. I believe that leadership trickles down. And if they see us working and putting in everything, it kind of rubs off on them.
By a show of hands, how many of you make less than you think that you are worth? Why is that? It's time for you to put your foot down and say, enough. Luckily, you're here at the right time and the right place. The most wonderful real estate podcast ever is the path that you seek. I'm Dwanderful Twyford, and I have closed over 2,000 deals. I've been investing for over 30 years. I've seen all the markets, and I've done over $500 million worth of deals. I mean, think about that. $500 million worth of real estate. And I have a heart for you. I want you to walk my path with me. Your life is about to change. And do you know why? Because it's time to thrive in 25. Say it with me. It's time to thrive in 25. It's time to thrive to 25. Enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I have such exciting news. We finally reached 1 million downloads. So thank you. I could not be at 1 million downloads. I know, woo! Without all of you. And so let's see how fast we can get to 2 million. So this podcast, I'm having a guest back on that I had interviewed before. And I absolutely love this woman. I love her heart. I watch all her stuff. And so I thought I would take a few, the next 7 or 8 podcasts. I'm going to have some people back that were on a couple years ago, so we can see what people are doing, what's new, what's exciting, and catch up. And also, if you would like to have your next 3 real estate deals guaranteed to close, go to Dwanderful.com. Dwanderful, DWANDERFUL, Dwanderful.com, and take my quiz. I have a quiz, and it'll show you how to get some deals closed. So, and also, this is the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm your host, Dwanderful Twyford. Okay, Miss Olivia, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so honored to be here. I love spending time with you.
I know. Gosh, we probably interviewed, I don't know, 3 years?
Yeah.
I don't think you had a baby yet. How old's Solomon?
I didn't have a baby yet. It was definitely like 2021.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And then, you guys, you and Jamie were doing the Relentless Glory. And I followed all that. I love all the teaching and all the Bible and just all the good stuff. I should have actually worn my t-shirt today, because I still have it's one of my favorite t-shirts because it's so extra super soft. Should have wore it today, but I tried a new hair today, so I'm crimping my hair and trying like a new look. This is the first time I thought, I don't know if I should crimp it and then go right on a podcast in case I don't like it. So I don't have time to fix it now. So this is my new hairstyle today. You are the first one seeing it.
I love it.
I do too. I crimped it with one of those machines that crimps it, and I was like, wow, I feel kind of like, sort of like back in the hippie days.
It's so fitting. Like, it's just, I always love how cool your hair is.
Yeah. All right, so let's catch up with you. So before we talked last time, you didn't even have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
How old is that Mr. Solomon now?
He is 2 years old. And I love this stage. I'm pregnant now with another child.
Yes. When does that baby due?
He's due in June. He's actually due on my son's half birthday. So, which that's not going to happen. I know, realistically speaking, like I had Solomon Jr. on Christmas Day, 2022. And I had him at 36 weeks because they induced me super early. I had all these problems and complications. And So I just don't think that I'm going to go to full term with this one. I don't have the same types of problems and complications, which thank God, because I had pregestational diabetes, I had preeclampsia. It was real.
It's terrible. I
It
had a
was,
few issues too, and I was just like, oof. What are you
it
gonna
was
name the new guy?
Yeah, Owen Tyler.
Oh.
So I want him to have my initials since the other one has my husband's name. I want him to have my initials. So
So, when I had my daughter, so my first name, no one knows this, but my first name is actually Andrea. So it's Andrea Dwan Bent. But my family, everybody in my family calls every single person by their middle name. So I was called Dwan my whole life. So when I got pregnant, I thought, what? I'm going to give my daughter my initials. Because I did the same thing. I thought, well, I don't want to really name her like exactly after me, and I want to give her my initials. So then I named her Ayla Diamond Bent. So we had Ayla Diamond Bent and Andrea Dwan Bent. I was like, oh, cool initials. So if she ever wants to be famous, she can be Ayla Diamond. She's already got a built-in stage name. Not funny.
that
So,
is all.
so I like that, giving them your initials, because it's like all the guys get all the babies named after them and the juniors and whatever. It's like, but what happens? What about the moms?
It's going to be funny because it'll probably be that Solomon has my personality and Owen Tyler has my husband's personality. That will probably just be our luck. That
That'll be it. So tell me about the Relentless Glory. You guys still doing that and doing the Bible studies and
we have kind of taken a pause on that just as life has, drifted its ways. It's still there. It's not like we won't participate or accident. It's just at this time in our lives, we're so busy with what we're doing. Jamie is actually at a coaches summit right now in Vegas speaking, killing it. I'm so proud of her. We're very
good.
much in contact. Her birthday was last month, and we caught up and everything, and we're constantly, if she's one of my like sit in the mud friends, we might not talk all the time, but
Yep.
if I need prayer, if she needs prayer, she knows exactly where she can go. I know exactly where I can go. I'm not one of those people that does surface level relationships,
Yep. I'm with
I'm
you.
very, I'm very big on just being open and honest with each other. And that is one thing that I'm so grateful that God gave us in that, being complete strangers offline and being able to build something beautiful together. And then just looking back at what we made and the time that we put, in so
Oh,
much.
I loved what you guys were doing. It was great.
It's just, it's just a not right now thing that we're focusing
Mhm.
on, but it's not like the door's completely shut.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, no, I always loved it. You guys just came up with so many great verses and inspirational things. And I was always like, I just love those two girls. I loved your guys' spirit together. So then what are you doing now?
So I manage a restaurant. It's Bahama Breeze in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We did a
Is that
new
the same Bahama Breezes in Florida?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we did a new store open here. We opened last year, February. And our first full month, we did $1.2 million in sales, breaking company records. We started out with 160 team members. So before that, I was managing a fine dining restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the GM of either place, but I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, you're still in charge of these people, their schedules, all the things. And you get built and changed through the process. But I was basically at like a $2 to $3 million store before doing fine dining, a lot less team members, probably maximum like 25 team members at that restaurant before.
Wow.
Now we've got so many more team members. I've got other managers that I can definitely depend on, and there's so many systems in place that I'm really being developed. It's a different company. Like we're owned by Darden. The company I was with before was Landry's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
Darden,
know Landry's. My daughter worked for one of the aquariums or something that was part of the Landry's
okay.
franchise.
Ripley, I don't know if it's
In Denver. It was some kind of a aquarium type restaurant.
Oh, Oceaneer.
I can't even think of the name of it, but it was part of the Landry's thing. So, okay, good. So you're Bahama Breeze.
Yeah, with Darden, which Darden owns Capital Grill, Ruth Chris, Eddie V's, Seasons 52, Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Yard House, Cheddar's, Bahama Breeze, and Chevy's. It's a new, different concept.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a
It's called
huge
Jarden, Jardan.
Darden. And so it's a huge concept, but I mean, the way that they do their leadership has changed me drastically, um, and in the better way. You know, it's very corporate, and I'm very much a corporate like in restaurant person because mom and pop places. There's some that are phenomenal, but
Yeah.
there's others that are the Wild West, and I like
Yeah.
standards, and I like learning how to do things like profitable. You know, just looking at all the numbers and dealing with people. I would never own a restaurant on my own.
I don't think I ever would either. I've worked in so many of them in my 20s. I think I'd be terrified because they just come and go so often. But then you have, like you said, like the Bahama Breeze and like the Olive Garden and Cheddar's, is what you named. They're just everywhere and they're successful and they don't seem to ever go out of business.
But it's
So
the
what are you
system.
learning about leadership? Because you're in charge of a lot right now.
Yeah, now we have a lot less team members. We've got about 100, but our turnover is actually really good. We have a lot of day one people still with us after a year, which is not common. We have all their managers that open the store are still together. That's not common either.
No, it's not.
I'm very grateful, but the things that I'm learning most is how important your mindset is with what you're doing and looking at things bigger picture, not focusing so much on the, like, of course there's a time and place for like the nitpicky, all the things, but when you're looking at things from the big picture of where do we want to be next year? Where do we want to be 3 years from now? Where do we want to be when my time is up here?
Yep.
Where, and what reputation do we want to build within the community? And just a lot of those things, as well as listening without bias, listening for true, like there's the true information,
Yeah.
and admitting when you're wrong. Like I'm one of those that will absolutely, I've always been that way. Admit, okay, I'm wrong about that. I'm sorry. Taking accountability, taking accountability is huge, and being able to see what you don't do right. I'm very blessed to have a GM that is one of those iron sharpens iron people. He wants us to be better. And I realized recently most people don't like surrounding themselves around people that make them better. Like most normal people, because it's uncomfortable for one to realize when you're wrong. And two, so many people are stuck in their ways. And they're good with just doing what they want to do. And that's all well and fine, but you don't get growth from that.
No. There are so many, and I swear, I think it's like older people, especially like, so I'm a boomer. Bill and I are open to like everything in the world. But I see people like getting up around their 70s, 80, whatever. They're so like set and they're not going to change no matter what. They won't change for anything. Just even young people, some of the millennials and stuff in my life, they're just like also set in their ways already. It's like, y'all are in your 30s. You got a long way to go. Like you need to be able to like roll with the flow a little bit better here. Because everyone is just like that. So I like that you have someone that does that because the best way you can learn is to have someone that will help you and show you better and not make you like feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
I absolutely agree with that. And it was hard in the beginning, but now I embrace the hard. I embrace the suck. I push into the pressure. It's easy to say those things before when you're not sure what the pressure is. But with this opportunity, I've gotten really good at calling the EMS. I'm the perfect person in crisis management situations, like the crazy things that happen.
Oh, yeah.
I realized where I learned so much more about where my anxiety really is. My anxiety comes in, like, when I get very anxious, it comes in the areas of annoyance. I get very agitated. That's how it shows up for me. And it's the little things that are like little paper, death by 1,000 paper cuts. That is me. I am,
Yes.
if we're busy and people are not working at a specific level and they're just making rookie mistakes, if they're not rookies, I'm going to call them out for it. I'm like, okay, all right, stop with the rookie mistakes. You know better. And I keep it moving. And I try to treat people as fairly as possible, but even people don't realize, like, I've had new team members tell me, oh, you're stressed, but I don't ever take it out on them. I'm like, it's not, the stress is not that. I'm annoyed. I'm more annoyed than anything. So when things aren't done properly, because I'm like a perfectionist,
Yeah.
and I have high expectations, and it's making me realize that I have to not settle for less, but I have to handle how things don't go the way that I want them to. I have to handle that better.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that, especially, being like, I'll be 30 weeks pregnant tomorrow. Um,
Oh, I love being pregnant. It was great. But I was like, I'm a one and done kind of girl.
I hate it. I think the third trimester is so ghetto. I would not, suggest it. Now, do I believe that it's an absolute blessing? Yes.
Of
I'm
course.
grateful that I can have children. I'm so grateful for that. But at the same time, two things can be true at the same time, and they can be completely different. I can't stand this.
I've had those days too. I had some gestational diabetes and some of those issues too. It's like, oh my gosh, I just want to have this baby. Like, how hard can this be? People have been doing it for millions of years.
Right, right.
So, so now in your new role, like you're a leader, you are the boss of people, you organize people. Like, what kind of skills do you want to teach them or impart upon them to, like to be the best they can be? Because it's
Honestly,
not everybody can be a boss. So there's a lot of bosses that are just really shitty at it. They're terrible. I've had some terrible bosses that don't know how to talk or help you or without putting you down or something. And I think it takes a real skill to be a leader because it's definitely not for everyone, but there's a lot of people in leadership positions that shouldn't be.
when it comes to my team members, it depends on what their goals are. I get to know, I have a personal relationship with each and every team member.
Mhm.
And so some people, if I see them doing the wrong thing in their life, um, and they're asking for advice, I don't give unwarranted advice. But if they're asking for things, or if they do blow up and have situations where they could lose their jobs, I do definitely talk to them about, not caring so much about other people's opinions,
Ugh.
what other people say about them. That's a common issue, because, like, in my industry, I'm working with the general public.
Yep.
We serve the general public and we hire the general public. Nobody has to have a degree to
Yep.
work in food and bev. Okay. You're working with the majority types of people. So you're going to deal with those majority types of problems. Somebody's sleeping with this person. They found out and they're upset about it. Somebody is, very much problems like,
I'm just laughing. I managed a couple places in my 20s, and it's like the drama. I always call it an adult daycare center. There's so much, and like, especially you said, I had 23 employees at one time, and then this girl's married, this guy's married. Next thing you know, I don't even know. They're sleeping together. Next thing you know, they both quit. Their spouses are like, I was just like, I'm like, what is happening right now? You guys are like grown ass people. They were like
yeah.
in their 40s. I don't even like they were like 20s and they didn't know any better. It's like, I don't understand what's going on here right now.
So for most of my team members, it is how they their emotional intelligence. I'm really trying to help them develop their emotional intelligence when they are mad, when they are triggered. That is a lot of the conversations I have with my team members. Um, not allowing for like realizing that they're able to change how they argue. And I go back to a lot of relationships, for
Yeah.
instance, like significant others, if they started out as high school sweethearts, they still fight like they're in high school a
Oh.
lot of times because they don't choose to fight better. Like it's a common thing though.
I know. I know.
It's so hard to change you as a person from where you are when you are mad, hangry, and you are really like a loose cannon. And having them see, you know what? I do have the ability to stop myself. It's no longer giving up their personal power.
Yep.
That's a constant thing, thinking through what they're doing before they go off the handle over very minuscule things. Somebody disrespected you, okay? Like you have to allow for them to upset you. You have to allow for them, you have to give them so much more weight for
Yes.
that to actually make a difference?
I'm telling you, I think when I talked to you last, I was talking about all those buildings that we bought in Iowa.
Yes.
So one of them is a coffee shop. Now, I have never really owned like retail stores before. I've worked in them. So now I find myself, I own Antique Mall, I've got a clothing boutique, and I've got a coffee shop, like a coffee energy drink kind of place. Now, the people that work at the Antique Mall, they tend to be older. They're just like, and the people at the boutique, a little bit older. But the girls that all work at the coffee shop, young, fighting, texting when they want the day off. Or if you don't give them a day off, they just text you, I quit. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Who just sends a text message and quits? Especially when they've been somewhere for a length of time. It's like, what is up with like the people today and the work ethic and what is wrong? It's like, what is wrong with all these young people?
you know, um,
And you have to have that in a restaurant like you're at.
Work ethic
The
is
20 somethings. Like, what
oh,
happened
I
to
have
the
a
work
lot of
ethic? Where'd that go?
that. We I have my GM is 50 and all of the managers are very hands-on. We all work very hard hours. Starting out was not easy. There was, we're a brand new restaurant, doing 250K a week, seeing about 7,000 people. Because the price per person is about $34 per person.
Yep.
So we're seeing a lot of people, and that's a
Oh.
lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. And I got really good at getting yelled at. But one thing that I don't tolerate is people that don't work. Um, we definitely call them out for that. They don't do
Mhm.
well not doing what's required of them because the most important thing is taking care of the guest. That is why we're all there. And if you're not doing that, then you're not doing your job. And I don't think that I thought I had a great work ethic before because I had all these jobs. But then I worked for my GM and I'm like, huh? 13, 14-hour days? Like
I know.
all the time? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I am. And it's not just working that length of time. It's you have to be on that entire time
On
around
because you're
these
in the
people.
public.
Yes,
Always on.
yes. So my work ethic got developed. I don't think that you can be in their environment and succeed in our environment
Mhm.
and not have a good work ethic because that's just not something
Yeah.
we tolerate. I believe that leadership trickles down, and if they see us working and putting in everything, that it kind of rubs off on them. Now, there are always those people that are just going to be lazy and you just got to call them out. And the micromanaging is annoying. It's very annoying.
It is.
But, you just have to do it. If what you tolerate when it's in your eyes is so much like it allows for so much more stuff to happen when you're not around.
Yeah. No, I know. I just, with these girls, I'm like, I don't understand. Like everyone, like, especially like in my generation and even like Gen X, like just really good, hardcore work ethics, millennials even. But then it's like now all of a sudden we have all these people that they just want to, they worry about their time off and what are they going to do? And they have to have this work balance and more fun than work and da da da. And like no one takes anything serious anymore. It's like, oh my God, I feel like I need to hire everybody over 50.
I mean, I
They
think
get people that will show up. And I told Bill, I said, oh, Lord, half these girls, I said, I'm going to kill some of these girls.
it is definitely difficult. I think for we make our place such a fun place to work. We
Mm-hmm.
have team members that want to come to work. There's no reason why we would have the turnover that we have. Is like we have so many day oneers. We've got really good turnover for a restaurant industry that's not very common.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
it's
think
not.
it's because they know that we genuinely care about them and we care about their development. And it's really in the hiring process too.
Mm-hmm.
Hiring people. I learned so much about hiring and interviewing people from this company because, who you hire dictates so much, and making sure you put that investment in them and they get the
Yeah.
proper training. Um, and being so upfront with them and be like, yeah, we do a lot of work here. But we have fun here too. We actually did a year anniversary picnic,
Oh, fun.
and we invited family and friends, and we had so many people show up. Um, we had team members, like one of my team members' kids was like, are y'all gonna have a second year anniversary party?
Like, heck
Like,
yeah.
we're ready for the next party. Like, that was so much fun. And I mean, there was no alcohol there. There were no, we played kickball, we had food, we had games, we had all these things for them to participate in and have a good time. I was the DJ.
Oh,
Because
listen to you.
yeah, I was the DJ because I was not about to play kickball and be pregnant, falling down. I wasn't doing that.
No, no, no. So, one of the things I like to ask my guests now is what is your favorite band of all time?
Okay, it really depends on the genre and the
Pick
mood.
one.
Okay, I really like band. I I love the Fray,
Ooh.
but I also love Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, me too.
Um, So like Stevie Nicks, she has such a um, distinct, versatile
Oh,
voice.
she's great. She's
Um,
great.
so
I started in the last year asking my guests, like, what's your favorite band of all time? And like, what's your favorite food? And like, because people like to work with people that they get to know. And you can just tell so much about people by the music that they listen to.
like I love all types of stuff. Now rapper, it's kind of hard. Like I listen, it's so random. I listen to country, hardcore rap music, like street like ghetto music, old school music, but I like alternative. Like I definitely love like Fleetwood Mac,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
all of that type of stuff. So it's like I'm very broad when it
I
comes
am
to
too. I mean, I listen, honestly, people would never know. I listen to bluegrass sometimes because I grew up with it with my grandparents. It's like, oh man, I love that song. And sometimes I listen to like old country gospel and it's like, oh, and my husband's like, how do you know the words of all these songs? I'm like, my grandparents are in Tennessee and I never missed church my whole entire life. So, all the songs. And then I like the hip hop stuff and, I like the rock bands and so and country, and we saw Lady Gaga recently. I really think music is important, and the more broader, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like music is kind of like an international language. Like
Mhm.
everyone likes music, and songs mean things. And as you get older, you hear a song like that reminds you of something like while you were pregnant or when you were dating. Like Bill and I have all these songs and we made a whole playlist of all the songs that were popular when we were dating. Cause we're like, oh, that's when we were going out and dating. Like, I love that song. I think music's important. I
It
love
is.
music. When I was like, I don't know, 18 maybe, I was raised in Ohio. And so the Cincinnati Reds stadium, I don't even know what it's called anymore, but the baseball stadium, they would have these really giant concerts, but they were all day and with like four bands. So you had like this band that was like coming up, and then this one, and then the main band at the end of the night was like, who everybody came for. So I went to my first outdoor in a stadium concert, and the main band was Fleetwood Mac. And now I knew who they were. I knew all their songs, and I went because I loved Fleetwood Mac. And then looking back, the opening band was Eddie Money and the Cars. And at the time, they weren't like really famous yet, so I was like, I only know one of their songs, which I grew to love later. But I'm telling you, the nightfall comes. I mean, everyone's, it's the 70s, so we're all, smoking and partying. And Fleetwood Mac, and I tell you, Stevie Nicks sits up on that speaker, and that all that black flowing, and her hair's blowing, and I was like, oh my God, she's like a goddess. She was so amazing, and it just, I swear, it was like a earth moving type of a concert. Just, I don't know, something about her and her vibe and the hair and the fans on her all the time and the hat. And you're just looking at her like, no one's ever seen anybody like this woman.
And her music transcends time.
It does. She's amazing. I trust that you are loving the podcast. Hey, do you really want to become a super kick-ass superstar real estate investor? Really? 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 All right, why don't you spend the next minute and just take my real estate investing quiz. Super fast, super quick. It'll let you know where you stand on your journey. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to dwanderful.com. And back to the show. So now you were telling me that you guys have bought a couple rentals.
Well, okay, so we have our house that we owned in Illinois, and so we're renting that out now. We're starting this journey. That was the whole goal, but I definitely in the future want to purchase a few more properties that we rent out. Hold on to them. It would be lovely if interest rates would go down. Like, we have our interest rate for our house in Illinois, like at 3.5 or something.
Hang on to that for the rest of your life. Do you still live in Illinois?
No, I live in North Carolina.
You live in North Carolina? I did not know you moved there.
Yeah, so I moved to North Carolina
for the work or with your husband?
Well, with my husband, because he got stationed here, and
that's right.
It was crazy. It's actually it's so funny. I was looking for a job because my last day at Morton's the Steakhouse was October 27th. We moved in 2023. We were officially here December 2023. So yeah, my last day there was October 27th, but I had gotten an email from the company I work for now saying all the positions are filled up. We've finished hiring our managers for Fayetteville, but we're interested in you for like all these other places. We can pay to get you out to release. And I'm like, I own my home here. I have to be in Fayetteville. Unfortunately, like that really sucks. If you could pass me on to some of your other sister companies that are in the area. And then I had an interview for a radio station and an interview for Bonefish Grill. And I asked God, I said, God, what decision should I make? And an hour after I asked him, Michelle from Bahama Breeze, the HR, calls me and she's like, hey, so a position actually filled up. Like opened up. How soon can you talk to our director of operations?
Yeah.
And I talked to him the next day and I got a job offer that's like within the hour of talking to him. And our home that we were putting an offer in on, this house that I'm in now, got accepted. So it was like back to back, like
that's what God opened the door. God opens doors.
Thank you, God. You've been so good to me. And he's definitely been developing me and growing me throughout the whole entire process. And I have very hard days, but I'm so, so grateful for it. So it's always on his timing, It
is. I know. It's funny because it's like, my husband and I make plans. I'm like, yeah, we all make plans and God just laughs. It's like, oh, is that what you think's happening? No, here's what's going to happen. This is where I want you to go. That's really great though, that like you got the job and the husband transferred and then you guys were able to buy a new house and like, it all just like, that's because it was God's plan.
Yeah.
you know, and both of us were all about God's timing.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm learning to listen to that, you know, throughout
Yep.
time and just
Yep.
not stress out too much. I'm like, if it's a delay, it's a delay and that's okay. Because I'm going to go to school to get my master's in social work because I want to become a therapist.
Oh, nice.
But I can't start until the program I want to start is not allowing me to start until August of 2026. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like why? And I'm like, you know what? I forgot how hard it is to like take care of a baby. Like I forgot like I was gonna have to feed it like myself because my 2 year old is so like he can feed himself,
Oh
like,
no,
oh,
you're going back to the 24-hour day dependence.
I know. And I literally, I looked at my husband the other day and I'm like, dude, we're gonna have to feed this kid. Like and my husband's so hands-on. He's so phenomenal. I'm so grateful. That's another thing I teach. I really try to teach my team members is the person you pick to be with, to spend your life with. That's the most important human relationship you're going to have. And
It's
how
like God and then your spouse.
exactly. So and
And
that's your
everybody
human
else is
relationship.
underneath that.
Right. And that's why I say that, because of course your relationship with God is more important, but your human relationship, that is your spouse, and you don't let anything else come in between that.
No.
Choosing that person and being very mindful that it's not just like looks; it has to be morals and plans and how you go about life. And are
Yes.
they willing to change? Are they willing to adapt? I know how I am. I require someone to be a parent that is going to be hands on with me.
Oh
I'm not going to be
yeah.
doing the whole thing. Like that was never my plan. I'm also like a 50-50 female. A lot of females are like, I'm seeing this a lot more online now that it's like, oh, he needs to be the provider in all of this. And I'm like, most people that are not entrepreneurs, like just everyday people that are
Mhm.
actually struggling right now, are making like $50,000, $60,000 a year. And you expect
Mhm.
that man to be able to cover that and give you the lifestyle that you want instead of building and helping each other together.
Together.
I'm like,
Yep.
why aren't you? And I always was like, I'm going to build and help together. That was my mentality. So, yeah, no, am I going to do all the housework? Absolutely not. He can.
When I first met Bill, I had already been a real estate investor for over a decade. So at that point, I have like a housekeeper, like the shops and does my laundry, and and I have just all the just on my stalls there. I was like, oh, I forgot about my little metal stalls here. And he's like, his first wife was really traditional and did like 3 meals a day, like the whole. And so I remember he made a joke one day, like, hey, we need to get married. I need someone to come up here and like clean my toilets, like as a joke.
Right.
I
But that's
said, you
fine.
know what? We probably actually should have a talk because you were married 20 years to a woman that stayed home, raised the kids, made 3 meals a day, did everything. I said, I just need you to know, like, I'm not that person. Like, we're getting a housekeeper immediately. And we're going to have a house manager that pays our bills and runs our errands and takes the kids to the doctors. And we're going to do this and this and this and that. And he's like, really? And I'm like, dude, I'm not even remotely interested in doing any of those housewifey things at all. So I did them, all that, but now that I have the money to afford it, I don't even want to wash my own clothes. That's what we're going to do. And he'd never had any of that. I was like, listen, I'm just telling you right now, do not think I'm coming up there and living in the mountains and like doing laundry for now you and two extra kids and there's five of us. I was like, this is never going to happen. So we hired a house manager and actually had her live in, cooked the meals, did the running, did this and that. Bill's like, well, it's so nice to have all that. And I was like, dude, that first person I hired was someone to help me keep my house clean because I'm just bad at it. I don't like it. I'm not good at it. It's never as clean as I want it. And I'm like, I just need like a professional. That's like the first person I ever hired. So when we came together, we had a little bit of growing as far as those things. And I'm like, and I'm also not cooking. So if you want 3 meals a day, you need to hire a chef or something because it's not happening over here either. So, and now, you know who does most of the cooking? He does.
My husband,
He loves to
because
cook. All of a sudden, I'm like, he loves to cook and he makes the best meals. I'm like, this is amazing.
how is he doing, by the way?
He's amazing. He had that stem cell, that bone marrow transplant.
Yes.
So the donor at the time was a 23-year-old female that was 100% match for all the things that they match up on your DNA. And the doctor said, he goes, yeah, sometimes people come out and they'll have a few different personality traits. And it's like, you hear about people that like get a heart from another person, and then suddenly they don't like this food or that food, and things are different. So Bill's amazing. He's so good. His doctor's like, if every patient was like you, he goes, I would never lose anyone. He's 150% back and so much better. But now he likes to cook more and he likes to watch like more like romantic comedies, and like his personality's changed a little bit. Like I'm wondering, because I really want to meet this donor. I'm like, I wonder if she's like a really good cook or she likes to do these things. Because he has like these new habits he didn't have before that I really like. So I'm like, mm. So now I tell people it's like to tease him. I said, well, you have female DNA. So if you run his bone marrow, it exactly matches her. So I say, this is my gay best friend, husband, lesbian lover. Because he's like, he's a man on the outside, he's a girl on the inside, like legit. And which everyone's like, oh my God, you guys. I said, no, but seriously, he's got female DNA. I mean, it's his now. But yeah, he's amazing. He really likes to cook. Like suddenly he makes these big meals. And I'm like, who are you? Where's the guy I was married to before? But I like this version. I like this guy that cooks dinner for me at night. It's like, and nice, like steak and, side dishes and like this whole thing. And I'm like, who are you? But I
And
like,
another question I want to ask you.
yeah.
How have you been celebrating your father's life?
What do you mean exactly? Because yeah, he
Like,
passed away.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so when my father passed away when I was 20,
Oh,
and
that's so
um,
young.
yeah, yeah, and we were really poor, so I had to pay for his funeral and everything, and I got nothing. But uh, that's besides the point. Every time now, like I always think about celebrating his life, and I know that was something that happened for you, and I watched a lot of the stuff that you put out.
Oh,
But
I have to tell you, my dad was so ready. Like, he was so ready. I wasn't even like upset about it. I mean, obviously, he's my dad, but I wasn't upset about it. He had just been so depressed since his wife had passed away 3 years before. He was having so many issues with his heart and his kidneys. And we were like, it's time for hospice, like we all, and this is what he wanted to do. And I was with him I was up there, I don't know, for like 6 weeks. I was with him at the hospital, and I was with him at hospice. I was with him when he passed away. And then we had this amazing party, did all the things he loves at his house because he had moved out of his house into assisted living. So we were shooting guns. We were drinking moonshine. We played bluegrass all day. We had like 3 poker tables set up. And it was just like, my dad would have loved that party like so much because those are all his favorite things. And we had such a good time celebrating. And I don't know, it's odd. It's like I know he's gone, but I feel happy for him because
yeah,
he's one of the last generations of like you go out and kill the dinosaur and drag it back to the cave. And the
hmm
fact that he hasn't been able to hunt for like 5 years, like not at all. And he spent his whole life hunting like every season, musket, bow and arrow, whatever it is, he hunts all the time. Birds, squirrels, deer, doesn't matter. And he hadn't been able to hunt for the last 4 or 5 years, which was like a really big piece of his life. And he had an eye stroke, so he went blind in one eye, so he couldn't really play cards like he does. And he's like a guy that's in tournaments and, all the things. And so, I don't know, I feel like really happy for him. I have a little area up here with some of his stuff on it. So I'm just like, I don't even feel weirdly, I don't even feel sad. I feel like he's where he wanted to be. And I know, he and Lois, I know they're not like married in heaven, but, they're there. And my sister passed, like they're all there. And I don't know. I have pictures come up. I post stuff. I'm like, my dad was a great dad.
do you think that because of what you and your husband went through when he and all the tough conversations that you had, because I remember because I had you back on my podcast, and we talked a lot about that, like how you had those uncomfortable conversations, but it made y'all so much closer. Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
that that helped you when it came to your dad's time?
Oh yeah, we had already, my dad and I had already had those. Like we had a really distinct will written out. His wife, Lois, they were married. They were together almost 50 years. So we chose me off of like his side of the family and Lynn, my sister slash stepsister off that side to be co-executors and make sure everything gets done right and everything is handled and there's no squabbling, like how everyone squabbles about money and all the stuff. So my sister and I, when we got to Ohio, when she came, we met with the attorney at 10 in the morning. And between 10 in the morning and noon the next day, we had settled the estate, cashed out all the cash, sold the house, was in a land trust to another guy who gave us a cashier's check for the whole amount. We had the entire estate settled in 26 hours because we had all those conversations before. And Lynn and I were like, that's got to be a world record. 26 hours because it's $1 million estate. The houses, the rentals, the money, like all of it. And I was like, damn, girl, look what we just did in 26 hours. From the minute we sat with the attorney till we took the cashier's check on the house. And I was like, that's got to be a record. But it made it really easy. And I think that's one thing people need to do is, I'm just like you guys, you have kids and you need to have wills. And you need to have your houses in a land trust. Your house that you're renting needs to be into a land trust. You need to have all those conversations because you don't know when someone is what's going to happen. You know,
Yeah,
so I had all
life.
those same conversations with my dad many, many times over the years. And with Bill, like, it was super weird with Bill because like, damn, you're going in for a stem cell transplant. Like, you really might not come back. My dad was 86 and we'd already organized all his things. And I don't know, I think when you just have everything really organized and the transition of all the whatever's getting left or whoever's getting what, and the funeral's paid for and everything's done, it just makes it like so much easier and not like so, I don't know, it's not like it's so like devastating. It's still devastating, but not the same as having to like
Mhm.
figure out every little thing and what would they want? What would they do? Like my dad had everything done, paid for, he had an urn picked out, like he had a suit. I mean, like years ago. So it's like everything. So we just implemented everything the way he wanted it and it was really amazing. And so we have a little group chat, and every time something comes up in Facebook, we all share all the pictures. And I don't know, I feel like it was just his right time. If the time was right. I think if I'd lost a parent in my 20s, I probably would have been like Bill lost both of his parents in his 30s. And I was like, wow, like I had my mom still alive and I had my dad till I was 65. Like I can't imagine having lost both my parents in my 30s and had no parents in your whole adult life. And I think that's harder because Bill was, he's still, I think, I swear, I feel part of him is still grief stricken about it. I think just because my dad got to live a really long life and do all the things he wanted to do, and so did Lois and my mom also, that I think that when, I don't know, I feel like when it comes their time, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
weird. It's like, I'm like, yeah, it's okay, Dad. I'm okay with it.
I think for me, like losing my father, my mom's still here, thank God. It's just my best friend. She also lost her grandmother and grandfather within 3 months of each other. And this was recent. And they were the ones that raised her.
Mm.
She never knew her dad, and her mom is just not stable. And what it is for us, I think it's they miss out on so many
Oh,
things, like
so much.
children. Like I'm like, man, I said, and I'm. It's been 12 years now for me, so I'm like, man, my dad would have loved meeting my son, like, because my son's just so much fun. He would have had so much fun with him,
He loved your
And I think,
husband. He would love, they miss
hey,
so much.
right. So I think it's the memories missed versus like the good life had. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he had a good life while he was here, but when you die at 52,
Young though. My sister
there's
died at
still
51, and I was like, it's been 11 years. I'm like, God, I can't believe all the stuff she's missed.
right. So I think that's more so where some of that grief might come from. But so that's why I just aim on the celebration so more too
Mm.
for like, the life of other people. Just that helps me cope with the loss of loved ones. Um,
Yep. And my dad was, diehard Christian forever and ever and ever and ever. And then I lost a friend recently too, and she'd been a Christian since forever also. And I find, because I've lost a couple of my friends, and like one I knew for a fact was not unless she got saved in the last 30 seconds of her life. When nothing, total atheist, just like, And I actually feel worse about that than my Christians. So I'm like, okay, I know they're in heaven and I believe that. So I'm like, they're okay. But my one friend, sometimes I'm like, golly, if she's in hell, she's been there for so long and she has like so much longer to go. And why would you not just accept Jesus? Like, I don't understand. And I think that one bothers me the worst because now, again, I don't know how God works. I don't know if in those last few minutes of the twilight, you get a chance to say, okay, Jesus, I take you. I just know that the day before this woman died, she's like, oh, stop talking to me about all that Jesus. I'm another. Ah. I was like, and she died the next day. And I was like, and that's bothered me for a decade. So just like,
mm,
golly, I don't want to know that somebody in hell, and I know we're getting off onto religious stuff, and people might think, oh, these two crazy Christian women over there talking, but that bothers me. Knowing my dad and my sister and people are in heaven, I'm like, nah, they're good. I had a long life with him. So, yeah, I do feel bad when people lose someone that young because I can't imagine not having my dad and my mom through my 30s and my 40s and my 50s and into my 60s. Like just decades of doing so many fun things.
yeah.
So it is tough. Hopefully, your mom lives to be 100.
Yes, that's what I'm praying for.
Well, my aunt is 98 and my mom is 88. And my little 98-year-old aunt, she still walks a mile a day with a little walking stick. Oh my God, she could not be any cuter.
I'll be like her when I grow up.
Yeah, I know. I'm like Wanda, you're my hero. I want to be you when I grow up. So I don't know. I just turned 66, so I'm on my way for sure. So, well, it has been really nice getting to know you. We almost talked for an hour, so we're gonna have to tap out. So now that you're doing your new life, you're doing your new thing, what would be like a quick word of wisdom you give to people that are like transitioning on their life and their jobs and babies and what's a quick word of wisdom for people?
Be open to change because change is something that is constant.
Change is constant. People that can't, I have a husband there that does not like change. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, dude, you look like this crazy rock star. You have all this stuff and you are so close to change. Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you like that? I'm like, yeah, because he's married to the polar opposite over here. I'm with you. Change, you just, every single day changes. Life changes. New people and presidents and things and babies are born and people are dying. It's like things change all the time. If they're not open to change, I feel like people are gonna they have a hard life. Just change, go with the flow, learn new things, be open-minded. Find things you don't like, close that door. Find things you like, open that door. Agreed?
Exactly.
Well, I want to see pictures. I'm going to tell you something too. Your husband is so handsome.
Thank you.
I talked to you last time. I forgot to tell you that, but I see pictures of you. I'm like, oh Lord, he is so handsome. It's like, oh, she got her. She snagged the good. And I mean, you're beautiful anyway, but he is very handsome. Every time I see a picture of you guys all together, I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, one of my first world problems that I'm concerned about is I just want to make sure this new next son is as handsome or looks better than the current one because it would really mess up the family aesthetic. You know?
Your baby is Solomon's so beautiful, and you're so pretty, and your husband is like so just tall and handsome. He's that whole tall, dark, and handsome package. I would say that is a fine looking family right there.
Thank you.
A fine looking man you got. All right, girl. Well, listen, I want to catch up with you again. Stay in touch. And when something new and exciting comes up or you want to dive into rentals and stuff, we'll come on and talk about it again.
I will absolutely come to the best person for that when
And
I'm ready.
when you get more rentals, I'll always help you. So you don't have to ever worry about that.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone. Thank you for being a part of the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. You can find me at Dwanderful on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of the places. Don't forget to go to dwanderful.com, take that quiz, and find out how I can help you close your next 3 deals, absolutely guaranteed. And we'll be back next time, same bat time, same bat channel. And don't forget that the truth is in the red letters. All right, everybody, talk to you soon. Thank you, Miss Olivia. You're beautiful as ever. I am so glad that you stuck around. I almost forgot to tell you. In addition to having this amazing educational podcast, I'm now able to work with you one-on-one. Yes, one-on-one, you and me working together, and have a 3-deal guarantee. 3-deal guarantee that you'll close 3 deals. So you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Take the quiz. Go to Dwanderful.com. Take the real estate investing quiz. See you on the other side.